Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
I might like this a little bit better. Check this out, Rich. I put a little blur on the light bar. Maybe a little less blur. Maybe like 8. That makes it seem a little more natural. Like, look at the front light bar as compared to the back light bar.
What are you adjusting now?
I put a little blur on the front light bar to kind of like jagged up the edges a little bit. And I think it...
I'm looking at it on like a very tiny window
Oh, okay.
and delay, so I don't even know if you've adjusted it
Oh, okay.
since.
Sure.
I think it looks fine.
Yeah, okay, great. That's all I need
It
to know.
looks fine. What do I know? I'm an idiot. Rich, would you ever go up into space? Fuck no.
No?
Fuck no! I
Oh.
can barely get on an airplane. I would set foot on a rocket and my head would be full of nothing but Challenger and Columbia. Fuck no. Or that poor Russian guy who went up in like the first Soyuz or one of the early ones and he knew it wasn't ready, but he went on because his good buddy was gonna be picked to go on it anyway, and then when as predicted the flight crashed and like burned up in re-entry, he was like cursing out his superiors.
Oh, sure.
And he actually, before the trip, because he actually kind of knew it was going to fail, and he predicted his own death, he wanted an open casket funeral with his burnt corpse just to rub it in the faces of the higher-ups who made him go on the flight.
Oh, my
And
God.
they did it. I saw like a picture of his funeral.
Oh, my God. That's terrible.
I wish I could remember his name.
Also, I want to give a big shout out to Dr. Vector right now. In the chat, Dr. Vector, that's a great idea. Dr. Vector just said that I should change the blend mode to add. And that makes the light bars actually glow. And so, Dr. Vector, thank you very much. That is exactly what I needed. Although now, it almost like it doesn't, like now there's no separation to the ad. So I don't know if that means I need to turn off my fast blur. Maybe turn off my fast blur.
But Rich, wouldn't you want to experience being weightless? Oh fuck no! I hate roller coasters. I hate that sensation when you're on the way down. That's basically weightlessness, and I can't stand it. It makes me nauseous. I would be the guy with like throwing up in the space capsule, and this puke would be floating around everywhere and getting in the instruments, and everyone would be panicking as the systems were shorting out one by one because of my puke. It would be a fucking disaster. It would be the most embarrassing way possible to die. They'd be like the government commission, like, on C-SPAN afterwards, and this is where the puke got into the system. There's a cockpit video of me like spinning around and vomit's just coming out of my mouth.
I think you're a crazy person. I'd go up to space in a second if I could. Just to see, just to go. I went up to space.
I'm fine on the ground. I'll play a simulator. Give me a simulator on the computer. I'll be fine.
A simulator.
Waffletail says that's not fucking weightlessness. That's you falling with gravity. Hey, Waffletail, guess what orbit is?
Oh, you know what that is? That's a sick science burn, yo.
Yeah.
That right there is a sick science burn. This looks great. I don't much care that in this particular shot you can't differentiate them. Oh, I know what I can do. Hold on. I think what I'm going to have to do is find So I see some people asking about like the colors of the light bars, and when like a police light, when the lights are on, they're gonna flash blue and red, just like police lights do. But when they're off, they still need to glow something, right? And so here, I'll show you what we're gonna do here. Oh yeah, okay. And then take this back one and make it like bright red, right? So that'll be. Yeah, now there's no separation.
Optimus Snow says, "Hey, Rich, would you try a teleporter if those existed? You mean would I like to be ripped apart atom by atom, and then to have a identical duplicate of me created like a mile away, but I'm still basically dead? No, I would not like that. Teleporters are a philosophical nightmare." Everyone on Star Trek dies every episode, and then their clone takes their place.
No. You know what? That's kind of true, Rich. Here's what I think we need.
Have you seen The Fly?
If you haven't, by the way, you should totally see The Fly. It's really great. Okay, I think I know what I can do here. I have a plan, Rich.
Yeah.
Oh, that kind of looks ugly. Because I really like that glow. Like, that glow is really important. The ad glow because of the saberness, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we also need to differentiate the front beam from the back beam. I also think that's very important.
Someone's asking if teleporters really work that way in Star Trek. There was an episode where apparently sometime in Riker's past, they beamed him up from a planet, but there was like atmosphere interference.
Yeah.
And they didn't quite beam him right, so it's like they just like remade him with other energy because there ended up being two Rikers. So yes, Star Trek teleportation kind of does work like that.
No, and that's, by the way, why, like, wasn't that that was Pulaski's thing in Next Gen?
Yeah, I think so.
Is there was a whole subplot of people who refused to be teleported because of that very thing.
Jack, in Star Trek, it's called beaming. They refuse to be beamed. Come on. You know them.
Refuse to be what?
Beamed. Star Trek is beamed. Get the terminology.
Being teleported? Beam ported? Beam ported?
When you go to the store, do you get in your motorized wheeled conveyor, or do you get into your car? Come on, Jack. Terminology is important.
Maybe both. I get into both, maybe. Maybe both. I don't know, Rich. I don't fucking know. McCoy hated being beamed too. Is that a thing? I'm not a big fan of the original.
This is more so than like the fear of something going wrong. It's more the philosophical. What comes out the other end isn't really you. It just thinks it is.
Yeah, but does it matter? Like if it's
yes, it matters to me.
If it's all of your atoms in the same grouping and you have all of your same memories, then it doesn't matter.
Is it your atoms?
I think that's the.
Even if it is like the energy from breaking down your atoms, is it the right energy going into the right spot, or is it just random wherever it goes? Like maybe the energy that was your brain is now your foot.
Well, I'm gonna hope that they have it figured out by the time that they're using it every day. By the time they're using it in everyday military applications, I'm gonna hope they have that shit figured out. I'm sure the first couple of people to be beamed, yeah, they died. They died or they ended up as foot monsters. That's just a thing. They go off to the foot planet. But I'm going to hope that they have that shit figured out by the time I'm using one. I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm not. It's not like I'm not a fan of the original. I respect the original Star Trek for what it is, of course. Of course, but it's just like next gen. I'm a bigger fan of Star Trek Next Gen, is I guess what I'm trying to say. The original has a special place, and they did some things really fun, especially the battles. I loved battles in original Star Trek.
Everyone thinks I'm.
The what?
Oh, sorry. I'm interrupting you, and that's rude. Go finish.
Oh no! I thought you were going to talk about Star Trek battles. Like the slow timed, like almost submarine battles of original Trek were awesome. But
yeah,
that's all I had to say. But I'm more of a next gen fan.
See, some people in the chat think I'm worried about a soul. That's not it at all.
Oh,
See, in Star Trek, they're not taking your atom apart and moving it. They're taking your atom and just breaking it down into energy and sending it over there.
Right.
And then that energy is being reconstructed. And I'm not sure if that's still you once you've actually destroyed the atoms. And that energy is not necessarily going into the same spots. You know, I mean, you could, yeah. Your ass could be your new brain.
Well, like theoretically, if they move all of your atoms into the same spot, it's like having a Lego guy taking apart all the pieces, moving.
Yes, but I don't think that's how it works, though. if that were how it would work, because the conservation of energy, right? Mm-hmm. That energy is always going to be that amount of energy. You can't add or you can't make it more than what it is,
right?
Or less than it is.
Mm-hmm.
Then you couldn't get two Rikers in a transporter accident, and they did.
Yeah, but it's
Which
also a
means
TV
that
show.
The same atoms aren't going into the same spot.
But it's also a TV show.
They're just keeping track of a pattern. When they talk about pattern and pattern buffers, this is what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
It's the information that makes up you, but it's not necessarily the energy or the atoms that used to make up you.
This might be getting too deep for me, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, and no, Chad, I actually have not seen any Rick and Morty. I've heard nothing but good things about it. Rich, have you seen any Rick and Morty?
Talking about it before, it's fucking great.
It's good.
Though, I think they're pushing too far with Rick. He's starting to become flat out evil. It's getting hard to like Rick now.
Is he?
It's gone from like not giving a shit, to becoming actively evil.
Is he?
And I think they need to wrangle him in a little bit.
What's the Homer problem? As The Simpsons went on and on, Homer became less the like dumb everyman and more like the invincible everything. Is that what Rick is becoming?
The invincible what?
Like Homer from The Simpsons.
Oh, like they just exaggerated too far in one direction?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's crossing a line of apathy into actively being evil, a jerk.
Okay. Maybe. I haven't seen any of it. I will watch it one day, but I just have not seen any of it yet.
Flying Finn says Rick is not evil. In one of the last episodes, he enslaved a microverse to make energy for his car battery. And when they didn't want to, he threatened to destroy the entire universe he created. That's evil. That's evil. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that sounds pretty evil to me.
So you're saying the transporter makes new atoms, doesn't it theoretically break? Well, I mean, if you get two Rikers, you're just taking energy from something else. You're taking like energy from the warp core to make a Riker.
And it's putting energy that was allocated for.
That's a copy of Riker. That's not Riker.
Alright, looks pretty good for now. I'm not super thrilled with our lack of distinction between the two light bars.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be pretty happy with this.
What I'm looking at now, I kind of like it.
Yeah?
It looks better than that Deep Shadow did, yeah.
Okay.
The shadow was distracting.
The shadow was distracting?
To me, yeah.
Well, and it science-wise, it makes sense. There's just two things emanating light, right? But, I guess we don't really need them because later they'll be emanating different lights. So, yeah, I'll be okay with this. This looks pretty good. Great.
Genghis Khan says, "Have you played Metal Gear 5 yet?" No, we haven't. We haven't played or talked about Metal Gear at all. That is not at all.
The thing that upsets me most about
Light bars.
Here's the thing that upsets me the most about Metal Gear Solid 5 right now is there's no hour counter on the PS4. And I want to know how many hours I've put into that game.
There's really not even when you look at your save file?
Not even when you look at your save file. You can't tell how many hours you've been playing the game, and it's really frustrating because I'd like to know how much time I put into it. I want to say I'm getting close to 30 hours into the game. Mm-hmm. I have played that game too much. I'm about 28% done with the caveat that I've been doing a ton of side missions. And recently I just started focusing on the story. But our plan is to have enough of it played so we can film our discussion on Friday.
Yeah.
And then hopefully have an episode out by next week. Who knows if that'll happen, but that's the plan at least.
I know we're starting to go into heat death territory here, but
no.
This is going on. Batman says, think about it this way, Rich. How many of you from when you were born are still in you? Almost none. This is even true from just a few years ago. And he is talking about how basically every 7 years your body has recycled every atom that used to be in your body. The thing is, yeah, I know that is a philosophical nightmare, and it is true. Yeah. But at least when you get the transporter, you're doing it all at once. I guess it's efficient. At least when my body slowly replaces every atom that's in my body, at least it's in steps gradual enough that I don't notice, and that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That's a blessing from not God.
That's really funny. Oh, hold on. Mr. Trismile says, Jack, if you pause the game, then go into records, it will tell you total playtime. Thank you, Mr. Trismile. That is important information. Pause the game, go into records, it tells me.
Rich, cloning! Metal Gear Solid is about cloning, so it's related. Tell me if you're fine with cloning yourself to replace yourself.
Oh, sure. Wait, Rich. Do you see? I don't know if you see that on the top right corner. You know what that is? It's time to stand up.
Okay.
Rich, stand up.
No.
Yeah, stand up.
Why?
Because.
Why?
Because it's important to move every hour, or else you do terrible things to your body.
I ride my bike to work. I'm fine.
Yeah. Long periods. I'm standing up right now. I'm stretching my legs. Stand up every hour.
Jack doesn't like it when we go into heat death territory.
Stand up.
Ethically, I have no problem with cloning. If someone is interested in cloning themselves, I don't care. Mm-hmm. But that would not be you. A clone would essentially be your younger twin brother and or sister, depending on what gender you are, of course. So ethically, no problem with it, but it's definitely not you.
No, of course not you. It's the whole nature. That's a nature versus nurture thing, right? Like even twins, you can have the same genes, but if you're raised differently, oops, sorry about that, everybody. If you're raised differently, you're a different person. You have different life experiences. There's a lot more to what makes people than just your genes.
I don't know what the medical term for it is. I've heard them called chimeras, like the Greek creature, but it's kind of like the opposite of a twin. Sometimes, yeah, like twins who aren't identical. What's that called? Is that
Fraternal.
fraternal twins? Sometimes fraternal twins can like one twin can absorb the other.
Yeah. I know that.
So the child that's born is like genetically two people. It's like kind of like the Fly, only you don't notice because they're both human.
Oh, that's creepy as shit.
There are people who go their whole lives without really knowing. I heard there was a story I read once. I don't remember any of the details. I'm sorry, but there was like some kind of like custody over a child was involved, and it's like the mother wasn't testing as being the mother of the kid. You know, it was like really weird. And then they find out like the cells from like the uterus were different from like cells that they were testing because she was really her own twin. You know, they're like merged in the womb.
Oh my god, that's terrifying. Ugh. Oh yes, I didn't forget the windshield reflection in the last shot, Meeble. I just wanted to move on to a different shot. So, because I've been working on that one for a couple hours now, so I just wanted to move on to a different shot that has a little more going on. So, I will remember to go back and put in the windshield reflection, but thank you for letting me know.
It might not have been a child custody thing, because I think either way it would have tested as a relative, but it was some kind of thing where they weren't sure of the person's identity because they were getting like a different result than what they expected on a genetic test.
Oh, that's creepy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is? Creepy. Don't worry about me. I'm just clicking when I press a button. Do you ever do that when you're on your computer? Like if something doesn't click, make a clicky noise, you make a clicky noise. I do that.
I don't know if I've done that commonly. I've probably done something like that before.
I do that all the time. I like clicky noises. I like feedback. You know, oh, you're doing a thing. Click click.
Rich, would you say Rick is just going through an arc since the season started from Rick and Morty? If they are doing an arc, then they're making Rick unlikable, which I still think is a bad thing. He's not fun when he's threatening to destroy a world. So his car has a battery. That crosses some kind of line. When it comes to my being able to enjoy the character, to have fun watching that character.
For you being able to watch the character.
Yeah, for me. When I talk about things, opinions, it's only my own opinion. I never speak for everybody. Except when I say I am, which I don't know if I've ever done that, but I just want to make sure.
I guess what I'm saying is, could you stop speaking for everyone?
Yes, okay. I did not.
Great.
So thanks. I can. Well, I know I can't stop because I did not. So no.
But could you stop?
I didn't do it in the first place, so it would be impossible to stop.
Oh my god.
Don't you see how this works?
What if I didn't?
That would be okay. I'm fine with that.
Great. Great. And that's great and everything's great, Rich.
Yes.
And that's great and everything's great all the time. Masking out this door. Boom. Nice. This is a fun shot because there's lots of stuff in front of the light bars. Door comes in front of the light bars. Rich, you walk in front of the light bars. All walking funny and silly. It's great. It's great. Everything's great. tool.
Would you say that after the Unity episode, Rick is starting to break down? That's possible. I'm just saying whether or not it's a character arc or not. They're going into dangerous territory, at least for me, of not liking the character anymore because it's just too far. Too far.
Yeah. No. 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 Oh, here we go. Here we go. No. Oh no. I forgot how to add a spline. What does that one do? Oh, I want to add a point. Rich, I forgot how to do something.
Yeah. All right, this will be the last Rick and Morty thing because these short blips, vague context aren't going to be entertaining in hindsight. When Rick destroyed the whole world last season, that was an accident. It wasn't intentional.
Mm-hmm.
Threatening to destroy the world he created when they weren't going to provide him with car battery power anymore is a different animal. Intent. The key is intent.
Mm-hmm. There it is. Ah, there we go. I figured it out. Don't worry, I figured it out. There we go. Intent, very important. Also, I'm glad you're thinking about entertainment in hindsight. You've been, Rich has taken over the cutting up of Twitch videos into YouTube videos, and I don't know if I have properly thanked you for that yet. It has been
that's fine.
wonderful.
It's appropriate. It's appropriate. You edit the episodes. It's something I can do.
It's been very nice. You know, all of a sudden I just get an email that says, "Hey, it's up on YouTube," and I can still do, you know, add the thumbnails, do all the tags on YouTube side, but I appreciate it.
Speaking of which, how did everybody feel about the Mad Max highlight video?
People loved it. I can tell you that. You know what it did? It made it on the, for some reason, it made it on the PS4 subreddit.
Oh, really?
Even though you were playing it on the PC.
Whatever. The game's available on the PS4, so.
I loved it. I plan on releasing them sporadically as they come. The highlights.
What about episodes? Are there episodes like that aren't on Twitch anymore that we can't make highlights out of? I'm thinking of older stuff we might want clips of.
Yeah. After a certain number of days.
The end of the order, that needs to be a highlight.
That does need to be a highlight.
I'm dead serious. That totally needs to be a highlight video.
We have a highlight of it. Can you highlight a highlight? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know either. I thought that was good. The end of the order. Yeah, maybe.
And I'm not going to read out a Steam name over Twitch here because I don't know if they want their name out, but that person who just sent me Hitman Blood Money, thank you. I'll check that out. When I'm done playing the Metal Gears, I'll check that out.
Yeah? Well, there you go. Now you can play a little Hitman-y. Is that the new one, Hitman Blood Money?
I don't know if it's the new ones. The last one made that people liked. I think the last one was kind of bombed with the fans.
Oh, did it?
It was either the last one or the one before the last one. Was not very popular.
Oh. How did the movie do? Did you do you know anything about the movie? I don't think it did very well.
Just assume it's awful.
The what?
That's a video game movie, so I'm just going to assume it's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah, that's probably right. You know what, Rich? That's probably right. That's not what I wanted. This one.
Chat wants to know if you've played Mario Maker yet.
I haven't, but I'm definitely getting it.
Okay.
It looks great. Everything I've heard about it looks fantastic. You make your own Mario levels. Boom. That's all you need to know. It's going to be great. I just haven't because I've been playing Metal Gear. And trying to focus all my time on that. I feel like once I start making Mario levels, that's all I'm going to want to do for a while. And so I'm trying to finish one thing at a time.
Yeah. It's like I really want to play Mad Max. So.
There were some people like on Twitter and whatnot, asking for, recommendations, Mad Max versus Metal Gear Solid. And the thing I keep going back to is whichever world you like the best.
Yeah.
I think the general consensus is that both games feature a fair amount of repetition as far as the missions are concerned. But which world can you stomach for longer?
My assessment of Mad Max was that the gameplay feels a little bit derivative. It's not as much Shadows of Mordor as everyone thinks it is.
It sounds a lot like Shadow of Mordor.
The combat is altered. It's that free flow combat, the Batman combat, the Shadow of Mordor combat, but it's altered enough so that it feels different. Like Batman jumps around hitting foes, like you hit X once and you knock a guy down.
Yeah.
Mad Max, it's more you bash a guy's face in 5 or 6 times before moving on. and the different things you do, a little bit more brutal. Like Batman doesn't kill people in the way that Max does.
Sure.
And, it's got enough of a different feel to it.
Okay.
The car stuff is great in Mad Max when you're fighting a whole convoy. When it's one-on-one, it just turns into pathetic bumper cars. They need to do something about that.
Pathetic bumper cars.
Yeah,
oh.
yeah. And you are really kind of just doing the same things over and over. Like this, you can knock down the scarecrow thing and take down the base. And every area of the map's got 5 or 6 bases and 20 scare. There's definitely a pattern to what you're doing over and over again. But
sure.
I still find myself wanting to do it.
Well, I think that's similar to the Metal Gear, where it's like, no matter the mission, you're sneaking into the base to get something, whether you're killing someone or rescuing a hostage. You're always,
There's a bit more depth though to the sneaking and shooting than there is to the Mad Max just combat. Fun, but relatively a lot lot
Oh, I absolutely give you more depth.
Elementary compared to graduate.
The what?
But it's kind of like a graduate course compared to an elementary course. Yet I still find the Mad Max stuff incredibly fun.
Oh,
and
sure.
easy to pick up and play and enjoy. It's like Metal Gear gameplay wise, certainly not story wise. It's like caviar, but sometimes I'm just in the mood for a cheeseburger, and Mad Max makes a decent cheeseburger.
All right. If that's how you're flowing.
What do you like more, driving in Mad Max, the tank in Arkham Knight? Driving in Mad Max.
Driving in Mad Max. I haven't even driven that much in Mad Max, and I like driving more in Mad Max.
There's a little bit more to the combat in Mad Max. It's not quite the kind of brainless dodge the line and shoot you get in Arkham Knight.
That was infuriating in Arkham Knight. Dodge the line, shoot the thing. Dodge the line, shoot the thing. You're not in a line, just shoot the thing. Dodge the line and shoot the thing.
Like
Hell.
in Mad Max, you can like use a harpoon gun to rip a car's door off, and then you can aim your shotgun through the door and just shoot the driver. You can, there's some neat things you can do in the Mad Max car combat. Hello?
Oh yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I'm just
Oh,
just
I
doing stuff.
thought for a second there.
Nope, just doing stuff. Don't worry, just doing stuff. You know how it goes. Hey yo, I'm over here doing the thing. That Arkham tank combat.
Cosper says, "Why would Mad Max liberate a fortress?" There actually is a story reason for it. In order to get safe passage in the one area, like the guy in charge of that area, he wants you to work to take down the enemy's fortresses. It's how you earn your keep. So it's not out of the goodness of his heart, which would be inappropriate for Mad Max. There is a selfish reason.
Yes, which we're all okay with. Yeah, and like I enjoy the Mad Max movies. I just can't see myself caring about that world enough to play the game.
Mad Max.
Yeah.
See, oh god, I loved the Road Warrior so much when I was young.
Oh right. Yeah, and I just can't. I can't get there. Movies are fine. I don't know if I could ever be into that game franchise.
Road Warrior was so wonderfully brutal. I mean, they had the guts to shoot the dog, Jack. That was so great. They had the guts to do that. Wonderful movie. Road Warrior is a wonderful movie. Always wanted to play a fucking Mad Max game.
Mhm.
And they never really made a good one until now. Now there's a half-decent Mad Max game.
All right.
But you still don't get to wear a proper Mad Max jacket till you've completed the story mode of the game, which is kind of ass.
That is kind of ass.
For completing the story, you get the good, proper, decent-looking one when there's nothing really to do story-wise after that. That kind of sucks, but all right.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a little cheap. That's a little cheap.
Killing a dog is always cheap, though. But they almost never do it because audiences like dogs too much.
That's true.
Audience is going to feel worse if you kill a dog than if you kill a human being in a movie. I think it's true. And Mad Max had the guts to do it. I think it was the first movie I saw that had the guts to do it. So
Rich just wants to see more dogs die.
it wasn't a random stray dog either. I mean, it was Mad Max fucking dog that was with him for the whole damn movie until it got killed.
Huh? Mm-hmm. How many dogs get killed in Space Cop? 20. 20 dogs get killed in Space Cop.
Actually, 19. We cut out one of them.
Oh, did you?
Well, the whole scene got cut, so
The
I think that one dog's just gonna disappear from the movie, and nobody's really gonna know what happened to it. But it's just a minor role for that dog.
the paper mache scene?
Yeah,
You cut out the paper mache
Well-
dog killing scene?
yeah.
Oh my god, I loved that. I thought that made the whole second act work.
The paper mache wasn't working. It looked terrible.
Well, of course it did. That was the whole. I thought that was the meta joke of it all.
Maybe fucking Jay fucking lit it better. But no.
Yeah, I guess I could see that. All right, that's fair. That's fair. You know, a lot of lessons were learned while making Space Cop, Rich.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, who knew it was that flammable to begin with? I didn't.
Paper mache? Well, I whatever.
Well, we all knew in hindsight.
It was a risk.
It's wet paper, like the wetness. I thought would.
Yeah, but it's dry once it's paper mache. Once you
Well,
don't
I mean, I guess
you can't do much with it wet.
you never think about it though like that. You always think about it as wet. I guess I did. I don't know. You know. I guess what I'm saying is yes, we're gonna miss.
We're gonna miss that scene.
We're gonna miss that scene, and more importantly, we're gonna miss Blinkers, who passed away while filming that scene. But I thought it was worth it.
Owner was not happy.
They signed the paperwork. That's all
Not
that
happy.
matters. You sign your paperwork. Liability is not on us. That's all that matters.
Did we clear things with PETA yet? Is that still going on?
No, in fact, we've made it worse with PETA in marketing strategy.
Really?
Yeah. I talked Jay and Mike into actually like sending angry letters to PETA, hoping that they
That's not gonna work.
banned the film. We
Oh, for publicity?
yeah, for
Yeah,
publicity
yeah.
because everybody hates PETA. And so we're hoping that PETA comes out against Space Cop for free publicity.
Okay. Okay.
That's my plan. I don't know if it's gonna work, but yeah, you try different things.
I'm shocked we're still doing this.
This bit,
Yeah,
I think
it's
this
an
bit is
incredibly
gangbusters.
long bit.
Gangbusters, Rich. And I think everyone in the chat knows that it's a bit, and they're just waiting for us to stop the bit. But now the bit is about the bit itself, so it's a meta bit.
I had to end it. I had nowhere else to go. I reached bit dead end.
Really,
Yeah.
Rich, you gotta take some improv classes.
I'm not as good as improv.
You
Oh,
gotta,
God.
you gotta roll with them punches. We're gonna get Rich some improv classes for the new year. Yeah.
Mr. Gort says Doom comes up often around these parts, but were you ever into Quake? Well, as we've talked about, my computer could barely run Doom when Doom came out.
Mhm.
So I had little hope of running Quake. But I did love Quake 2 quite a bit.
Mhm.
By the time Quake 2 had come out, I had upgraded, so...
There we go. All I've been doing this entire time is masking out this corner of the door that goes in front of the light bar, by the way. I'm sure people see exactly what I'm doing and how
It's amazing work you're doing, Jack.
this is it. This is the job. And the thing that often scares me is how much I really enjoy it. Just making tiny little movements to the mask, and Mocha helps. I'm just hitting trace forward, and it follows the door, which makes it a lot easier. But
Mhm.
I really there's a part of me that is very detail orientated, and I really like this aspect of it. Not in every respect. Like right now, my desk is a mess. I think in real life I'm a messy person, but on the computer I'm pretty clean.
Is your office still a mess with the remodeling stuff going on? Is that what's going on? With the
Oh
deals?
yeah. No, there's paper on the floor. Like literally, the floor is covered in paper because of all the construction. I'm bringing in things slowly. It's a mess over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack, serious question time: beret or fedora? For me, it would be a fedora. So like a fedora is the Indiana Jones hat, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't be caught dead in a beret.
No. I mean, I think berets that's a fashion choice. Whereas a fedora, the Indiana Jones hat, because of the wide brim.
I don't think it was technically a fedora. I think it was some kind of weird ass custom things. I think the brim on Indiana Jones hat was like wider than a standard fedora's brim.
You think what?
The brim on Indiana Jones hat.
Oh, you think it's wider than a normal
I, I,
fedora?
I yeah.
No,
I'm
no,
pretty.
that's a fedora.
I no. I think it was some kind of weird, custom-made Australian thing or whatever it was they found for Indiana Jones. I don't think it was a standard fedora.
Oh,
No,
I believe it is.
I think most fedoras had smaller rims.
No, no, that's a trilby. This is a real thing. We can Google it. The hat with the small rim all around.
Okay.
That's,
Okay.
that is called a trilby. I know this because there is a haberdashery in my neighborhood.
Oh my god.
Right, I know, and so the wide brimmed fedora, the Indiana Jones hat. I would choose that because of the practicality. I'm a pale man and I need sun protection.
Yeah.
So I know fedoras get a lot of flack on the internet, and
Yeah.
whenever someone mentions a fedora, they show a picture of a trilby, and it's for someone who knows the difference between the two, it's always very upsetting to me.
Well, I don't know if it was a trilby or a fedora, but I bought one once many years ago.
Okay.
That might be neat, and then I put it on once, and I thought, oh, no, that's stupid, and I never wore it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I just opened firmware. Says I just googled it. Jones's hat is a fedora. Yes,
Okay.
this is the thing. I don't know how this whole fedora thing got started, but who cares? Oh, there we go.
Mr. Gort says, "What's this nuts from Mythbusters talks about getting his Indiana Jones hat made. It's a special fedora."
A special fedora.
I know there's something weird about the hat, and it had to be custom made for every goddamn movie because there was something not standard about it.
Oh well, you know, movie prop, I guess. But sure, okay. Sure. Oh no, and I see that that chat comment. The movie is not just waiting on my special effects. The movie is still being edited by several people. It's not just waiting on me. That would be horrible if it was just waiting on me. I would work on it a lot more. If that was true. But
It's slow work.
it's
It's slow work.
it's slow work and there aren't that many of us working on it.
Look how long this is taking.
Well, and I'm also talking between, so like normally it would go a little bit faster. But yeah, this is true. This is how long effects work takes, you know? It is a slow job. It is a slow job that works best when nobody notices it.
Rich, do you ever wear any kind of hat other than a baseball cap? What do you want me to wear? A beanie?
Right?
How many other kinds of hat can you wear?
You want to come to the haberdashery in my town?
No,
Oh, no.
because I'm not a jerk.
That's the real thing. By the way, like I would love to wear a fedora, like a hat with a brim because I'm so pale and I want that sun protection. But no, everyone who wears a hat like that looks like an asshole.
Should I wear one of those like oversized Cat in the Hat hats? Is that what you want?
They want you to wear an umbrella hat, a hat that is an actual tiny umbrella.
Maybe I should wear a fucking cowboy hat. I'll get some spurs.
Oh my god, that would be great. That would be great, Rich.
I'll wear a fez that won't even cover my butt. Yeah, that's great. Fucking great.
No, I know it would be social suicide if I wore a fedora. That's why I don't wear one. I wear baseball hats. Like, I don't watch baseball at all. I have a ratty Brewers hat that I wear when I'm outside for long periods.
For the record, I don't wear a baseball cap because of the bald spot. And like my bald spot's a matter of public record. I tend to wear baseball caps because I like baseball.
Right.
So
Oh no, Rich is comfortable with his bald spot.
I am accepting that it exists.
Yeah, that's comfortable. That's something. That's more than some people.
Whenever like the barber shows me the back of my head, the mirror. Oh, did you have to do that? I know.
Yeah. A subtle reminder, Rich,
Yep.
that your body is slowly falling apart.
Yeah, I got that when I couldn't walk for 2 months.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not just your back, it's everything in your body. It's falling apart.
Who's your baseball team, Rich? Chicago White Sox. If we're talking minor league, I guess they're not even technically minor league because they're independent. The Windy City Thunderbolts. Every time I go to a different ballpark, I buy a hat from the team there.
Mm.
Like I've gone to a lot of like smaller teams. The normal Illinois Corn Belters.
The normal Illinois Corn Belters?
Corn Belters.
What?
Their logo was a cartoon ear of corn.
What?
Gary Railcats, Rockford Riverhawks, Gateway Grizzlies.
What? Rich, you are a minor league baseball fanatic.
Oh, it's fun. It's fun to go to minor league games. Schaumburg Flyers.
I want you to start making up names and see when people figure it out.
You know, I don't think that fast. I don't think I can come up with them fast enough. I really don't.
Tomorrow night I'm going to see the
Kalamazoo Kings.
I'm going to see the Tallulah Foot Stompers. After that, there's a really
Joliet Jackhammers. With their games.
yeah, they got really good away teams. It's gonna be a tough match though because they're playing the Toledo.
Jack, go to a minor league game, all right? You get like $5. You get a seat. You're like 10 feet from the damn field. You pay twice as much at a major league game, and you're sitting in the fucking Sherpa seats.
There's no way I could care about baseball.
Are the shit.
I just can't care about baseball that much, Rich. It's so boring.
Nonsense.
It's so boring.
Nonsense. Baseball is the perfect blend of excitement and relaxation.
Nothing happens.
There's time to sit, take in the nice weather, have a hot dog, and then the game unfolds slowly enough. You can follow what's going on easily, and then when action happens, it happens fast.
It's terrible. I know. The only thing
It's anticipation when you got fucking bases loaded and somebody hits a goddamn triple, and then suddenly it's the most exciting thing in the fucking world.
Yeah,
I love.
You have to be paying attention at that point, and by that point, I'm usually drunk and asleep.
See, that's the beauty. Baseball happens slow enough that you don't have to be paying 100% of attention 100% of the time, or you'll miss something.
Uh-huh.
When that pitch starts to happen, you know there's going to be a swing. You know to pay attention. You hear that crack of the bat. You know to look and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not watching the game to begin with, and usually when there's people on base and exciting things are going on, you are.
Yeah, and I've just never cared. I don't know. You know what? And I don't know if I've ever tried to care about a sport. It just doesn't matter to me.
Anybody who thinks it's boring, actually go to a game on a nice day.
I've been to games on a nice day.
I thought the same damn thing until Karen dragged me to a Windy City Thunderbolts baseball game.
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it. I fell in love.
I mean, I guess I've only been to Brewers games, as they're our local team. But I've been to Brewers games because I have family, I have friends that want to go to a game. It's like, I'll tailgate and get drunk with you guys if that's what you want. And it's just I'm just always terribly bored. The game starts, and I'm usually into it when the game starts. All right, pitches are happening, hits are hitting, they're just all standing in the field again.
Baseball became popular because you can listen to a game on the radio and not miss a thing. You know exactly what fucking happened.
Mm-hmm.
Baseball was built for radio.
Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and say that that's a very accurate statement, Rich. That is a very accurate statement.
What happens in baseball is clearly and easily able to be defined. It's not like watching a hockey game where people are just flying all fucking over the place. Somebody's getting checked on one side, but the puck's being passed over there. Meanwhile, the goalie's getting up and falling on his ass because 18 things are going on at one time. That's why it's just for like a hockey game. It's passing the hood. It's insane like that in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Football, things are going all over on the field when things are happening. Baseball, it's just like, he hit the ball and it's a double and he hit it and the bases are loaded. There's people on second, third, and first, and pitches warm up. When things happen, they happen fast, and yet there's enough time between the things, and you can describe it easily. It's great. Yes, Tiberius Kirk, hockey is great to watch, terrible to listen to on the radio, which I think is my point.
Mm.
I just stepped on the volume control for my headset, and now my ears are going to hurt every time you talk. That should fix that.
I'm not gonna. I'll try not to talk too loud. Rich, do you have any thoughts about Formula One racing?
Not a one. It's the most boring thing to watch. Like NASCAR? Why the fuck would anybody watch that?
No, not NASCAR. Everyone agrees NASCAR sucks. Formula One, I believe, has tracks that you have to make more than left turns on.
So it's slightly more exciting.
And they're the funny cars. They have the big wheels.
No, those are the ones that just go straight, right?
No, that's drag racing.
Okay. Because drag racing might be the dumbest thing.
Yes.
Second only to NASCAR.
Okay. Like my car can go super fast, right? Like wicked fast, right? It doesn't do too well at turning, so I say we race but don't turn none, huh?
I don't understand the pit stop either. Like you're in first place,
Yeah.
and then you have to have a pit stop. Are you still in first? How does that work?
No, nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody cares. Everyone is way too busy getting drunk and finger banging their sister. Nobody in NASCAR cares about what's happening.
Nobody would be at a NASCAR game if they didn't think somebody was going to die in a horrible flaming wreck.
Exactly. No, NASCAR will never ever make any sense to me. Never ever make any sense. I'm sure, much like every sport, there are those people who are like, no, if you really pay attention, like there's this whole meta for NASCAR, right? Mm-hmm. Thank you, Chad, for hearing my incest joke. I thought it was pretty funny. But that's NASCAR, that's what it is. People dig it. I don't give a fuck necessarily. It's not a part of my life that I need to be concerned with. So this is a pretty good door mask right here. This is a pretty good door mask. I'm pretty happy with this.
I'm happy for you.
You should be. Oh, there it goes. Got off a little bit right there. Oh my god.
I just burped.
Rich, that was terrible. Terrible and terrifying.
I got a fucking headset on. What am I gonna do?
Oh, that's right. Your mic is attached to your face.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do then. I don't know what you're gonna do then. What do we want here? No, I can't play that.
Suppose I could try and burp out of my ass, but that'd take a while.
Don't burp out of your ass, man. Don't do it. I believe in you. What time is it? 11? A little after 11? Yeah, we'll go for a little bit longer. We'll get a couple more things on this one shot done. Okay. Next video job Jack gets is going to be a NASCAR commercial. It wouldn't surprise me.
What would you do?
Oh, I mean, whatever they wanted. That's the number one rule of freelance is if you're paying me, I will do whatever the fuck you want me to do. That is my number one rule. If you're not paying me, then I get to decide some things. But if NASCAR wants to give me some money, I'll make whatever fucking commercial they want. For enough money, I'll get in front of the camera and just be like, NASCAR is the fucking greatest sport ever. And Obama is the worst president in the history of the United States. I will say that for enough
Call back! I get it!
Yeah, call back.
I get it!
You know, that was for everyone.
What stream was that?
Oh, God, that was so long ago. That was so long ago, Rich. I can't even remember. Texas seems like forever ago.
For whatever reason, I just re-listened to part of whatever stream that was, and I don't remember what stream that was.
I don't know. I was. Yeah, no, I have a price. That price is me being able to pay the bills. You know?
Yep.
Obviously, like, if I'm more like, NASCAR is just something I don't care for. That's not going to take a lot of money to convince me to do a NASCAR commercial. It's like, oh, I don't care for this, but people like it, so good for them. If it was something I was ethically against, it would take a shitload of money. Like if someone wanted me to make like a pro-rape commercial.
Really?
Like a commercial that was like endorsing rape, that would take... Basically, I would just need enough money where I would never have to work again, because I would never work again, right? Would I make it? Maybe. I don't know. I might have gone too far.
That's okay.
Is there a price?
We go too far all the time.
Rich,
People are used to it.
as an actor, as an actor, is there a price that you would act in a pro-rape commercial?
No, I wouldn't act in a pro-rape commercial.
You would never act in a pro-rape commercial? Let's
yeah, if they were serious about it, I don't know that I would.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if I would either. Jokingly, I'm gonna say for the right price, absolutely. You pay me.
Some things are just off limits.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean you're right. You're right, but like $20 million maybe. Is what I can say jokingly, because it will obviously never happen.
You would lose the family you're trying to support.
But then my kids could go to college, and I think they would like that. Pay all sorts of bills all the time, have food every day.
Pro-rape's a weird one, because that is never going to happen.
Well, that's why it's so... that's the most outlandish, right?
You would have to find something that's at least plausible and ask me that question.
At least plausible?
Yeah.
All right. That's interesting. So, like,
the chat's kind of inspiring me here, and I think they said this. Pro Bill Cosby commercial, like it's a PR thing.
Oh, sure. Like Bill Cosby wants to be like, I'm a good guy. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So you're like,
maybe.
So what would it take for you to be in a commercial saying, I'm famous internet celebrity Rich Evans, and I want to talk positively about Bill Cosby.
Ooh.
You know, you have to you're putting your reputation on the line for Bill Cosby. How much money?
Yeah, I don't know.
But you know, because
Once you start talking about millions, that's awful tempting. That's awful tempting.
It's awful tempting. Well, and Bill Cosby is not the same as pro rape Mr. Glitch because it's
'cause
all alleged.
He hasn't been convicted of anything.
He hasn't been convicted of anything, and so like,
I still think he did it though.
oh sure,
So
sure, oh sure, yeah. Like, how much would it take for you to support Trump for president?
you know what? That's never gonna happen anyway.
That's about as likely as a pro rape commercial.
Yeah, so I would do that just for the yucks. To make myself feel better, I can give part of the proceeds to Bernie Sanders.
There you go. Everybody's feeling the burn, Rich. Everybody's feeling the burn. I am. I'm seeing stickers everywhere now. I live in a fairly liberal neighborhood though, so it's not terribly surprising. I thought I'd see more Hillary. Not obviously we're not getting into political talk, but
Yeah, I'd like to steer it away from there.
yeah.
I think right or left, Trump is still a joke.
I think everyone agrees on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think I have the door mask done, which I'm pretty excited about. All right. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Oh, look at that, Rich. Look at that, Rich Evans. Beautiful acting right there. There's a couple warbles here. So what's the whole door mask thing about? Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry for... so what I'm doing here is much like in... for anyone just joining us, which I guess is a thing that could be happening. So the Space Cop car has these light beams on top. And in order to put in the light beams, obviously, anything that's in front of the light beam... Let me go back to Mocha here. Anything that's in front of the light beam has to come out. And so what I need to do is, in order to create the light beam, I need to mask out everything that's going to appear in front of it and add it to a new layer so it's in front of it. And so that's what I've been doing with the door here. So like, I'll have to do the door, and then eventually, like when Rich comes out, I'll have to do the same thing with Rich, is like mask out his figure as he stumbles and walks. And then after I have both Rich and the door masked out, I can track the green bars to put the light beams on. And I think it's going pretty well. Pretty happy.
The chat is asking why you're not just keying out.
Because there are parts of the light bars here. If I go back to After Effects here, there are parts of the light bars. Let me turn off the glow. Boom, boom. Here. Let me zoom in. There are the front of the green bars that are the silver that won't key out. And then, oopsie. And then tracking would be a little bit of a nightmare. I mean, I guess you could still track it kind of the same way. And that's what Jay wanted. So you just kind of do what Jay wants. And if you key out, making the glow happen, I think would be difficult.
Mhm.
You know, making a glow happen on top of that just from keying it out. And then you'd still have these silver discs in front, which I think would be a big problem.
Yeah.
You know, to have the silver discs and then like a glowing bar, and like I said, more so, that's just what Jay wanted. He said, give me some lightsabers on top here, and I said, okie dokie. And I like how this looks. You know, like if you look at it with the glow, that looks futury. That's fun.
Kilroy McSpunk says, and he doesn't sound very sure. He says, "Key out the light bar, then key map the silver ends?" Question mark.
Then key map the silver ends. You could. Key out the light bar, then key map the. Yeah. Like, and you could always, like, really you could key out the light bar and then just kind of extend the light bar a little bit, and they would give you the same effect. But like I said, this is the look that Jay wanted for the light bars. He wanted this kind of glowing thing, and it really looks cool when you
If you just key it out, can you do the glow?
right, that would be the really hard part. And there's probably a way to do it, but here it's very easy, you know, to add that nice red and blue. I'm going to add them really quick here so y'all can see. Here, we'll add like a dark blue. You know, like, look at that red and blue glow, and then I'll have them alternate, you know, like where one glows red and one glows blue, and they'll kind of flash back and forth, and I think that's super cool. Actually, I think I did something else too. I think I I used another preset to really make the color vibrance. Yeah, I think I did this. Yeah, this is what I did.
Somebody else is just saying, what if you just key it on the parts where the door opens? I think you're going to have a weird issue where it looks different.
Oh, and I could, yeah. And, you know, you know, I'm just doing this to be as nice as possible. You could key it out, but keying leaves a lot of artifacts. It's very render heavy, and I just, you know, I want it to look nice.
And Kilroy McSpunk, I knew that you didn't know what you were talking about. You're just trying to suggest. That's why I made sure to say that you had a question mark at the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
We knew everything's cool.
Oh yeah, no, and I mean, feel free to ask questions. You know, that's cool. I like this though. Like, you add the this vibrance thing on top of it. Let me see. Play around with this. Then you get this really cool, like, deep red and blue glow to the lights. That's really cool and spacey. That's so Space Copy.
Sir BP, what's Metal Gear Solid 5? I've never heard of that.
Is there a new Metal Gear Solid game coming out? Metal Gear Solid 5?
Is that a game?
I think there's a new game coming out, Rich. We should hop on that.
He said V. I'm assuming that's 5. It could be a game called Metal Gear Solid V, but
they're going in like a Roman direction with it. That's interesting.
With what?
The Metal Gear series. So this is like the prequel where Snake is assassinating Caesar.
You're just missing the bit, Jack. You're just missing the bit.
What's your bit?
I've never heard. I've never heard of it before. Is the bit
of any Metal Gear?
Yeah, that was the bit.
Oh, and I thought the bit was just that you hadn't heard of Metal Gear Solid 5.
The bit was I'd never even heard of it. but it's ruined now.
I'm sorry.
And yet you're telling me to take improv classes. I find that laughable, quite frankly.
Rich,
laughable.
I misinterpreted the bit, and if you would have taken improv classes correctly, you would have just rolled with my misinterpretation instead of calling me out on it.
That is true.
It's yes and, Rich.
That is true.
Yeah, so really, this is just me trying to make it look nice. And then when I, the other thing is because I'm masking it out instead of like keying it out, I can do things like light wrap these doors. Like I can have the main mask, but then I can also add an additional mask, which adds an additional feather and add to make the light from the bar a little more natural. There's a lot more I can do because I'm masking instead of keying, and like I said, I just think it looks nicer. Hopefully it looks nicer. It's all the same stuff. That's all you can really hope for is just hope it looks nicer. This is how I do things.
Jack, please try keying. This rotoscope is taking forever. Yes, just for the sake of the stream, we're gonna slap together a space cop effect. So you're entertained.
Right? People did seem, like... I did this tonight because we missed yesterday's stream, and so I wanted to do a makeup stream, and I just need to do this anyway. And so it seemed like a nice thing to do, and people did genuinely seem to enjoy the last stream. I think I got a little more done last stream, but this is the work sometimes. And I'm sorry if you're not entertained by it, but I find it to be very engrossing. That's just me.
I think our chat has been superlative.
And thank you again for chatting with me, Rich. I know, like there's no game happening, there's not a lot going on, but I appreciate you lending moral support.
Yeah. I do want to get back to Metal Gear Solid 5.
Right.
Soonish, so...
Okay, well, you know what? I think I'm done with this door mask. I'm just going to double check in, and then I think we can call it a night.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, see, like it tails off a little bit here. Look at this. Look at this. See, a little bit of white comes through here. So as soon as I'm done with this door mask, we're going to call it a night.
Any last-minute subs? Get in now.
This is happening,
reading
people.
them off shortly.
This is happening. We are close. We are close, people.
What did I think about Ground Zeroes? I like Ground Zeroes, actually, kind of a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have any of the supernatural shit. There's no flaming humpback whales. And it's a really fucking cool base to sneak around.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't play Ground Zeroes.
I mean, they did tweak some of the gameplay elements a bit for Metal Gear Solid 5, but it's still really nice base. And it's just a nice, non-convoluted story. Break in and rescue these people.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Rich, it's time to stand up.
I'm not fighting like
Rich, it's time to stand up.
That spit blood out of their eyes.
Rich, it's time to stand up.
No.
Rich.
No.
It's time to stand up.
No.
It's been an hour. You know what that means? Stand up, stretch your legs. This feels great. Rich. Stand up.
I refuse. I question authority, Jack. People tell me to get up and move. I say, why?
And
that's why there's a fire in a theater. I'm gonna burn to death when they tell me to leave. You gotta leave now. No. Why should I?
Because most modern medicine agrees that standing regularly really helps.
Jack, I'll be getting up, moving around once the stream ends.
My standing app is called Stand. That's all it's called. It's for Apple, and then you choose a.
That app sounds like it's running your life for you. I'm very happy. I'm very happy for you, Jack.
It's working great. You just pick a time, and it does it every hour. So I pick every half hour. Every half hour on the hour, a little thing pops up, and it says, "Hey, dickhead, stand up," and I do, and it's great.
Right.
I'm almost done. Hold on. I think I got this. I'm looking. I'm looking at the mask.
Well, I was gonna
now.
start reading names, but whatever.
Hold on. Well, I don't. I said I was gonna stop when the mask is done, and I'm looking
Okay,
at the
okay.
mask.
I'm sorry. I was just getting a head start, Jack.
Don't
That's
even.
all.
Don't even. Just
We have
watch
to
the
wait.
mask. We have to wait.
I was gonna read you. I know you're all excited to have your names read, but
And that's a great mask. We did it. Go ahead.
go ahead and what?
Go ahead. Go ahead and read the names.
Why should I?
I just saved again.
Why should I?
Because I'm done now.
I'm not gonna do what you tell me to do, Jack. Jack. I'm not gonna sit here and say Omni Remix, A Clockwork Stalin,
Hmm.
Liz 6005. Fuck a Gimli. Let's see. The New Hobbyist
Hmm.
and Dr. Robocop. Thank you for subscribing. We really appreciate it. And we got a lot more. We got some more 15s. Omni Remix, 15 months.
That's great.
Vodka Gimli, 14 months.
That's amazing.
And then Clockwork Stalin on the little bus with 11 months.
Well, you know, that's fine.
It's not quite the New Hobbyist.
You know.
12 months. It's the 1 year anniversary.
It's pretty nice. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday.
Baby Dr. Robocop has just subscribed.
Oh my lord.
It's the beginning of a long journey that you'll give up in a month. But that's okay. That's okay.
We're glad
There's
to
no
have you.
obligations. No obligations. We're glad to have you for as long as you want to stay. Thank you all for subscribing. We really appreciate it.
We really do. And yeah, appreciate y'all hanging out for this. I know these aren't game streams, but I still have fun doing them. And I'm glad y'all could come out. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to all the old subscribers. And thanks to everyone else who just came out for some, you know, these are exclusive first looks at Space Cop. Look at this. Look at that Rich. Look at that Rich acting right there. He's getting out of his car. Oh, shit, man. Look at him. He's walking. Exclusive. First look. Exclusive.